Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary Graham, my questions are going to be for you. Thank you for your attendance here today. I want to focus my questions on process, specific topics. You received the request, the subpoena for the 2 sets of documents through the subpoena on February the 2nd. About 1,000 pages were produced. Were you in charge of the responsive effort in that regard?
Congressman, thank you very much for the question. Part of a team that worked very hard from the moment we received this request to respond, and the 1,000+ pages that we responded with are reflective of the hard work that went into getting it to you all.
You noted in your letter that there's going to be some supplemental requests, I believe, or supplemental documents produced. Where are you at in that process? When should we expect those documents to be produced?
Thank you for the question. Actually, our teams have a meeting scheduled for Tuesday, and look forward to that being part of the conversation, the ongoing conversation that we're having.
You don't have any timeline for us at all, 30 days, 14 days, that you can give us when another batch of documents will come through?
That's part of the process that will be continuing on Tuesday, I believe, and hopefully we'll be able to come back with those timelines through the process of our teams discussing.
I noticed in this batch of documents that were produced, there was no assertion of privilege or no assertion of objections to the requests. Have you asserted any objections or withheld any documents as a result of any objections or assertions of privilege?
No, sir.
Do you anticipate that that will be the case based on the 2 requests made under the subpoena to the Department of Education?
What I would appreciate is if we could take that question back. I don't anticipate it, but certainly would like to have an opportunity to have a conversation about it. But no, sir, I do not.
In a number of those documents, there was heavy redaction. So I want to talk to you about the redaction process and what you do to determine exactly what you're going to redact and what you don't. I presume at the end of the day, you're the one that makes the final determination about what gets redacted. Is that accurate?
The redactions are a result of either let me see if I can get the word out correctly, deliberative process, or attorney-client information or personal information, which is protected because of those reasons.
Other than the deliberative privilege, is there any other reason why you would have redacted or the agency would have redacted, the department would have redacted anything from these documents?
Attorney-client privilege and also personal information that we want to protect from public.
I want to show you a couple of these documents back here that you see behind me. You'll notice that probably about 99% of those documents have actually been redacted. Do you recall actually looking at these documents and approving the redaction on these documents?
Mr. Congressman, in terms of the production of the documents, that's a conversation that I hope can be part of the accommodations process that's ongoing, and good news is the opportunity is going to come up next week on Tuesday.
When you go through the process of gathering the documents, these were very specific requests. They weren't overly broad requests. They were very narrowly tailored. How do you go through the process of determining within the department what documents would or would not be responsive?
It's a technical process, and happy to take that question back and provide a response.
Do you guys do an email search with query words that you use for emails or documents within the electronic system?
As I understand the process, yes, that's what is conducted, but again, happy to take that question back to the teams that are working on it and provide a response.
Who determines what words or phrases are included in that?
Again, that's a technical question. I prefer to have the teams discuss it in the next meeting on Tuesday.
Right. I'd presume that at some point, though, you review those words and determine whether or not it's actually going to meet with the requests, or somebody from your team is going to do that.
I want to be very accurate in providing you that information, Congressman. So again, certainly look forward to having that conversation and getting you the information you seek.
I understand that there's been some requests for the production of some employees to appear and give testimony or to speak with the staff. Do you guys intend to produce those individuals?
We have been engaged with the committee on this topic for over a year and continue to do so, and those conversations are taking place through the accommodations process.
I One of the things that Mr. Uriarte mentioned earlier was this idea of good faith efforts. And I'm genuinely concerned. I'm new to Congress. I have practiced law for 20 years, and I was a judge for 6 years. And I'll tell you, as I look at the redaction here, it concerns me about whether or not good faith is being exercised by the Department of Education in its production. Can you commit to me that good faith is actually being done to ensure that there's transparency in the production of these documents?
Congressman, let me assure you, and welcome to Congress, that the incredible team at the Department of Education, of which I am so proud to be a member of, has worked very hard to make sure that we produce the documents as requested under the subpoena, and we will continue to do so, Congressman.
You mentioned about this team that you've put together to respond to these documents. How many people are on this team?
Congressman, it's a cross-agency effort. If you want the specific number, happy to get you that number.
Can you give me an approximate number?
Congressman, I'm here to talk about what we did produce, but happy to answer any questions you have, and we'll certainly get back to you.
All right.
Gentleman's time is expired.
I just want to understand the process, because really this is a process set of questions and ongoing for me to be able to understand why you're producing things and why not. I need to understand what's going on behind the scenes. So when you leave here and go back and talk to folks, besides your attorneys, who else are you talking to say, okay, what have we produced? What else is left to produce? How can we get this gathered and get this to the committee?
That was a rhetorical question. No. Gentlelady's recognized to answer.
Congressman, it is my responsibility, and I take it very seriously, to get the answers that you're seeking, and look forward to taking that question back and providing you a response.
I apologize, Mr. Chairman. I went way over time. Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. We've got a second round, so